Hello and welcome to DDO stream. This is Shikaijo, and it's Saturday night, and this is Shikaijo Explores DDO. And I'm on Wayfinder server as I normally am, and I'm here with my paladin. See, I do have an LFM up. We're going to be running Splinter Skull tonight. The story arc. I am above level for it, but the quests run from level 3 to level 7. Normally, if you'd be running it, you'd be doing the quests individually as you're at the level. But I just wanted to kind of show the quests, so just run all the way through. Some of them are quite short, especially the initial ones. I do have an LFM up if you happen to want to jump in. If your level's 3 to 8 and you want to come along. The top end is level 7. Shouldn't be too difficult. You might be piking it if you're a low level at the and when we get to the higher level ones. Something I wanted to show here, why I started off in the marketplace, is Coin Lord favor is something to collect. When you do a quest, there's usually a patron associated with any particular quest. Like this one, the Bounty Hunter, House Denieth is the person. There's someone joining there. Hello, Padigno. Anyways, Coin Lord favor, when you accumulate a certain amount of it, and you can go to the patrons in the adventure compendium here, and I've accumulated enough here, as you can see. And once I have enough, you'll get a message, and you go in and they'll tell you to talk to a certain person, and in particular the Coin Lord's favor will give you, I'm just going to delete it now that I've read it, extra backpack space. So as you see here, I've got 3 pages in my backpack, and now I'll talk to Montague because that's the person he directed me to, and he's right here in the marketplace next to the thing. Once you talk to him, now I have 4 pages in my backpack. So that's something I wanted to show for those who aren't familiar with it. So yeah, picking that up is quite helpful. Alright, so just heading over to House Fjarlin now. So that's where you access the Splinter Skull story arc. You have to go through a wilderness area called Tangleroot Gorge, which is a nice wilderness area in and of itself. It is a pay-to-play area, which is one of the reasons that I'm showing it, because if you're wondering whether or not that's a story pack you want to buy, this is one way to find out. It's like, take a look at it and see whether or not it's something you'd be interested in. I particularly like it for some of the end rewards that are unique items you can get once you completed the story arc. There's one set of goggles called Visor, the Flesh Render Guards, that I really enjoy. So once you're in House Fjarlin, come over to the northwest corner and talk to this guy here and ask to go to Tangleroot. He'll tell you to speak to Emmerich, which is this gentleman here. And now I've already done it because the stream doesn't like me going in wilderness areas. Once you've already gone through the wilderness area and talked to Ungers, is his name, once you've spoken to him, you can forever after that just speak to Ermic Quail here. I'm just going to Spirit Bind, be on the safe side. And then Ermic will just transport you directly through the wilderness area, so you don't have to run back and forth. And now I've teleported all the way over there. You can sort of see the roundabout way that I had to go all the way through the wilderness area.
The hobgoblins here do not.
And this is Chief Ungers here. And we're going to be talking to him a lot, because as you go through the quests, there's several quests in a row that you do, and you go right back into the same place, and it's kind of like washing and conditioning your hair, rinse and repeat over and over again. But you go further and further into Splinter Skull each quest. You do a little bit more.
You have found the mouth of Splinter Skull. The shouts of hobgoblins echo from within.
And the first one's pretty short. Again, it's only level 3, so there is some... Probably don't even need to do this. I'm trying to cast... Give some temporary health to each other. Here. Since they had the update, I'm not sure if it's worth coming in here to do a little bit of what I call farming. Well, it's a dead end over here. It's going to be a bunch of oozes. I used to come in here to farm to try to get Fragrant Joe's Hood because it was a rare item. I'm not sure how rare it is, but these purple mushrooms are one of the few places that would give out Fragrant Joe's Hood. There was a rare chance of it dropping, so I used to come in here and do that. And later on, there's 2 of those mushrooms over there. But I won't go over to that area all the time. Because like I said, we're going to be coming in here multiple times. You go deeper and deeper into the layer each time. And I'll show you over here, which is another dead end, but we're exploring. I want to show you where it goes. Now, because we are over level, there is a penalty here, minus 75%. Padding Nose level 8 is going to have an even bigger one. But as we go and do more quests, the quests are going to be higher in level. Normally you would do this quest when you were at the proper level and you wouldn't have those penalties. But I just figured we'd do them as we go along. There's a collectible on that bookshelf. Nothing really in here. Trying to destroy all the breakables, as I normally do in the quests, is, if you've been watching as I go along, it doesn't matter in this one because you can't get to all the areas early on, so you can't get those bonuses. Like when we're doing this quest here, you just can't get them. Now it says to slay 20. Now there was a gate that was closed. We need to pull 2 levers.
You hear a click from the direction of the front portcullis.
If you leave the Dungeon Master's voice on, he does give you the directions. It's really nice. One of the things I like. It's a nice little Dungeon Master voice all the way through the game, giving you directions. Of course, you can turn it off if you don't want that.
You hear clattering from the entry hall. The portcullis must be open.
So now it's open. Again, I'm well over level for these guys, and we're just on normal mode, so it's like a cakewalk going through here right now. When we get to the next quest and we go up in level, it'll be a little bit more difficult. Now we could just go straight up the middle, but I'm going to show you the side passages here. We'll be done the quest in a moment, but I want to show you something. That if you care about loot, and you want extra treasure, and you're able to pick a lock, and you're going this way. Can my rogue pick a lock?
You've slain 20 Splinter Skull hobgoblins. Ungers will be pleased.
He's able to pick that, please. So while the quest is finished, and we could just exit out, there's a trap here. There's a chest in this room that you can only get it twice. And this is one of the times you can get it for free. Or one of the 2 times you can get it. So if you care about loot, this is one of the few times you can get the loot. This chest only appears 2 times, although you can get into this room multiple times. And I'll show you the other one. So we'll show where that other chest is. So while technically the quest is over, and we could just finish out, I'm just showing where these are. And it's good that I have the extra backpack space, because you have to go all the way back to that tavern if your backpack gets full. And through here is an all-important rest shrine if you should need it.
A large, haughty hobgoblin leers at you.
I forget
This is Chad,
which side it's on.
Blade Master of Splinter
I
Skull.
want to say you start on the north side. Nope, south side. I'm confused as to where that door is. It's over here.
Shag's arrogant sneer fades as the light drains from his body.
Again, please. There'd be no trap on this one. But again, a chest that only appears twice. The next time we come in, there will be keys in the quest that'll open these doors. So if you're not able to pick the door, then it's not a big deal. There's another chest, again, if you're trying for loot, if that's something you're really interested in, it's through this door. When you approach the door, it spawns these scorpions. Now, you have to have a high enough strength to open that door. So that's something for getting through that door. It has to have a high strength. And again, a free chest. Free loot. And we'll finish. So that first one is really, really short.
Hobgoblins here do
And
not
then you just
seem
talk
hostile.
to the chief
In
again,
fact, their chief beckons you closer.
and he sends you back in with a new quest. And we just turn around and we go right back in. Now it's the same layout, it's the same map, but he sends you on a different task. All the mobs or monsters, whichever you want to call them,
You have found a
they
mountain
have
of
reset.
Splinter Skull. The shouts
Again,
of
it's just level 3,
hobgoblins
so there's going to
echo
be that
from within.
experience penalty. I was trying to hit my companion here with that spell. There we go. There's always these spiders right at first. Black Widow won't always be there. Now, if you're trying to get those collectibles, again, there's the mushrooms down that one way, but we won't go there this time, because we've already explored there. And it's the exact same thing. Now, that one hobgoblin, you may hear a bell toll. He rang that bell. The hobgoblins that were down the hallway have been alerted to our presence and came down. Last time we were in here, Paladino shot him first. This time the portcullis is closed
The
again.
hobgoblins have shut the portcullis again. You'll have to open it with the levers.
So again with the side passages. We don't have to do this every time. The levers. Eventually, they stop closing that portcullis. And we don't have to worry about the levers. Otherwise, it would be way too tedious. In my opinion. Now, technically, we just need to... Actually, he's going to shoot them all before I could even get up there. Yeah. The nice thing about ranged. So, could just pull the lever and leave the room, too, but... If you're worried about senses of deja vu, this quest will definitely give you that. For the story arc. But we're looking for prisoners this time. We'll go up the middle first. So this is a new spot.
This
Large
is the
chamber area.
warden's room.
Now the reason I'm going to this way
Master
first
Torment
is
captured.
those doors that I needed padding note to pick the lock for. If you come here first, you save yourself a little bit of time, because by killing the warden, he drops the keys to those rooms.
This key appears
The
to be
storerooms.
for a storeroom of some sort.
And here's a prisoner, one of the 5.
flees to safety.
If you go the other sides first, then you free this guy last. Through this door, again, if you've got a rogue or someone who can pick locks, a trap and lock door here. But there's a chest in there. Now it's always there. I didn't come through this way last time because didn't really need to come through. But I'm just kind of showing it to you this time. Now this whole room would be lightning bolts all the way across it if you trigger the trap. It's not something you want to get into accidentally and have the trap going on you. I'm not sure I want to take everything. Eventually my backpack's going to fill up. Right. Go get those other prisoners. These banners hanging down the hallway block the camera sometimes. Alright.
You hear human voices crying for help against hobgoblin laughter.
Now, if you don't know where the prisoners are, which cells they're in, you gotta open them all. Take a look inside. Now, the first time you talk to the ones on this side, he does suggest that you go and kill the warden. Here's one of the other ones.
The prisoner flees to safety.
Now, what I didn't do last time was I didn't drop down the middle here, so we'll show you what's here. Here it's just a bunch of spiders. So let's do this the one time. Because it's the same in each quest. It's the same in here. There's a collectible down here with that Adventurer's Pack. So if you're collecting that, if you want the collectible, feel free to jump in the pit of spiders. If you have a phobia of spiders, avoid it. But now I have the key, so I can just open it myself. However, trap. So having a rogue is nice. Although they are just the spikes that pop out of the ground and are usually pretty easy to dodge. Once it's triggered, you can usually time it to get around them. This is one of the mechanical traps are usually pretty easy to get through. But this time there's a bunch of crates that are labeled weapon crates. If you destroy them, you'll get a little bit of bonus experience. And we're not going to get as much because we're well above level. Now this is the last time this chest will appear. If we come in here the next time through, those chests won't be here. So, a little bit of planning ahead if you want to get the extra loot as you go along. I like checking chests because there's always a chance of getting some rare items like a tome or something extra special. So, doesn't hurt to look. You don't want what's in there, then don't take it. I didn't have to open that door to the thing, but it's habit. Gives you a fallback point. Oh, he's got that. And no trap here. I had the keys. Once all the weapon crates are done, it's not a whole lot of experience, but again,
The last of the
if you're looking for experience, a little bit can
Skull
help.
will be long recovering from this day.
Main thing's coming in here for the chest, in my opinion.
The prisoner flees to safety.
One prisoner left.
All the prisoners have escaped from
So now
Splinter
we've got
Cell.
all the prisoners.
Your
However,
work
I'm going to
here is
show you
done
this one
for
again,
now.
because not just are we getting loot, but there's a nice little touch that they've added to this. Each time you go in here now, that there's been a prisoner who's tried to escape, is kind of the story with this guy. There's a dude in here now. Skittish prisoner. He got past the scorpions, and he's poisoned. So he's going to die.
Shuddering from the poison, the prisoner dies.
We still get the chest. And finishing. But the next time we come in, he's kind of still here. And I'll show you the next time. And again, we loot the chest. But the game's ransack kicks in eventually with these chests every time you keep going back.
In fact,
Items aren't going to be as good. If you loot a chest in the same spot over and over again. In time they reset, but I mean, we're doing this multiple times in the same day. So get the ransack penalty.
You have found the mouth of
So
Splinter
this
Skull.
is
The
one
shouts
level
of
higher,
hobgoblins echo from within.
and we are required to go much deeper into Splinter Skull this time. See if I can get it to work proper. There, it actually went on him this time. So we're looking for combat orders, patrol map, and troop roster. And this time I'm glad that I have a rogue with me, because there are some rather nasty traps that one of those things is behind, or beyond. I wasn't certain Patty Mill was going to be with me today. I would have still run this even if he didn't come along. And I would have just brought a hireling to help me try to get past the traps. So, as you can see, this time the portcullis is open, so we don't have to worry about the side rooms to get through here. No more lever pulling. So it's a little bit easier. Now the first, it's like the patrol map or the combat orders, troop roster, one of those things, I think is the troop roster, is one of these sides. I'm not sure which. Oh, I guess it's this way. I wanted to come this way because I wanted to show you. I wanted to get that.
Not on it though, so he growls and wades into battle.
Treasure chest and show you the little difference. Now, the scorpions don't trigger until you get to the door to try to open it. I'm not sure if it's the act of opening the door or approaching the door that wakes them up. Now when we go in here, so the guy that was poisoned and died is still here, but now he's a zombie, and you gotta kill him. But still a chest. This is in no way part of the quest. I just kind of think it's cool that they did that, add that little thing to the story. I mean, they didn't need to do that. It's just kind of a cool thing. Wait. I'm not sure what's the next one we find. Oh. This way. I don't know if the door's open or not. It is. Okay, so you see that it's open now, and that chest is gone. No chest this time, or any next one. No more chests in those rooms. know that the next orders aren't down that direction, so we'll just go up the middle, because we've seen enough of that room. So now we're getting into new territory. Almost
The air
always
smells
just
foul
left around the
here.
corner, there's a whole
You
pile
hear
of
Dublin
dudes.
shouting orders. Becoming a tactician of the D&D's caverns.
Although I normally do it on a higher level than normal too. So now it does circle around, and there's these little side chambers. And that's where you want to look for the patrol orders. Or patrol map combat orders, one of those two things. It's going to be in one of these side chambers. I know which one it's in, but we're exploring here. And I'm showing you where you would go, what you might do. And I'm going to show you what you shouldn't do. Is keep going down this direction. Normally you want to backtrack at that point. Because here, you now have spellcasters up above you. I normally don't come along this way. So what I don't have is a very good bow skill, but my party member does. So it's not as big of a deal. And there's lots of patrols along the hallway you come across. We'll leave them for now. This is a room that we will definitely be coming into later, that we're going to have some interesting times with. Oh, I'm not sure I picked up the mushroom in the other room, the other chamber that I was in. I'm not sure. I can't remember if I picked it up. I may have not thinking just picked it up, but there's a purple mushroom just like this one in that other room. So when I used to go along trying to collect fragrant rose hood, that's where I'd go, is this room and that other chamber that I was in earlier. Smudger Skull's got lots of those. They're now a needed ingredient. There's a door
appears not only to be locked,
that
but
we're going to
also
be needing
barred the
later
other
on.
side.
Not this particular
Cannot
quest.
be opened now.
We've got to go through that way eventually. This will loop back to where we were. This is another side chamber. I'll show you the map in a moment.
The hobgoblin
Here's one of their
tactician
guys.
barred orders to the end from sheets of paper. Seeing you, he
So
stole
just
the
killing them
blade
isn't
and
enough. You have to
attack.
actually pick these things up, then make sure it gets checked off there. So I think they're sitting in here. Yeah. So it sits in your inventory. So that's another issue you want to make sure of, is that your inventory is not full. So as you can see, we came in through here and then circled around clockwise. So I could just fill in that little gap, but I mean, it's just this corridor there. I'll fill it in later. Let's go get the final patrol map. Another mushroom there. Through this door. There's the thing that may save you, because there's a resurrection shrine there. If you don't have a trap person, there's this big trap here, 2 of them. I've died several times trying to go through this when I wasn't able to disable it. Another control panel here. I don't think it shows these traps when these disables them, but up out of the floor, the giant spinning blades will come out of the floor if that one's not disabled.
The hobgoblin tactician looks up.
And you see another purple mushroom there.
Sees you,
This
draws his
this
sword.
area's got a lot of them, so if you're, it's a great place if you're collecting those things. I'm gonna grab the chest. Now a lot of the things I'm picking up are going into collectible bags and gem bags that I have. That finishes the quest. All right, so finishing. Finish out, call out, and reset. And we get to come back in and have something completely different to do, but it's the same map. I think this is a tough one. I think this is the yeah, Whisper Doom.
In fact, their chief beckons you closer.
How are we for backpack space? Patty, no. How are you for backpack space? Do you need to go back yet?
I'll check. I am have about 20 spaces left.
Okay, we should good for another quest then. We'll go back for a sell and repair after this quest.
You have found the mouth of Splinter Skull. The shouts of hobgoblins echo from within.
Is it Patty? No. There we go. Not sure why it gives me trouble sometimes. Alright. Now this one, when you have the what's known as the, sometimes called the Whisper Doom quest, there's a subtle change to the chamber. I just want to show the stream something. It's where the collectibles change, is this quest. So for those who want to farm this quest, like I have in the past, if you're doing the collectibles, there used to be just this one mushroom, and now there's two. So sometimes what people will do is they just farm, but they won't complete this particular quest, and then they just reset, and then they come back in and they keep farming. That's what some people will do if they're just going after the collectibles. But again, collectibles are a little bit different now, the most recent update, and still waiting to see how that's going to change things. And we're going to take a look for Whisper Doom's daughters. A little bit more exploration then, because you never know where they're going to be. So there's 3 Whisper Doom's daughters, and they're going to be in potential spaces that we've already been. And it's random, and killing all 3 gets you an optional bonus experience. Whisper Doom is a giant spider, a boss spider, that you don't want to try to kill in this quest because you will not be able to kill her. Nope, not this side. Check the other side. Usually if she's there, the door will be closed. If one of them are here. Yep, one's here.
You have stumbled across one of Whisper Doom's daughters.
Okay. And if you're doing it on hard or elite, there's a chance that they are a champion. So they'll have the little floating yellow crown above them, and because they're a named mob, then killing them as a champion, there's a chance that they'll drop a champion's chest. I'm not sure if the daughters can be on these sides or not. Guess if she is here, she'd be sitting up top and drop down. But nope. So I'll check the other side as quick as my slow-moving paladin will let me. But there's the free chest on that other side too, so. Just because they're not in these rooms doesn't mean they can't appear there, because I honestly don't know if they can appear there or not. What I do know is that there's a chest down here. And while we fought a zombie the last quest, that's the skeleton, this one. And I think that's it. I don't think he appears anymore. That could be interesting. Appears as a wraith, or a vampire, then a wraith. He just gets more and more powerful undead. And in the end, it's a giant Dracolich that just fills the room. You can't even enter. I don't think they'd add that, though. That seemed like a big waste of time, trying to find those daughters, those presumed daughters. There's one. But it does let you know that if you're trying to find them, you gotta look around for them. Yeah, I've got lots of backpack space. But I purposely went and did
The stench of the spider tunnels is stronger than before. Whatever dwells
quests
here now must be huge.
with Coin Lord favor. So there's still one daughter left. She might be in this side passage. Usually if she's in here, she's tucked right in there. Just taking a look for that last daughter. Oh. Let's go disable those traps. This is something that if you have a trapper in the party, I highly recommend that you do. Because the eggs that you need to destroy are guarded by a creature that you cannot kill. Whisper Doom herself. You can't kill her. At least not if you're anywhere near the level of the quest. And so if she chases you, one of the things you might need to do is run all the way over here. And running up here, it kind of is a safe spot to finish the quest out, because you hit finish, and while you're waiting to recall out of the quest, she may start pouncing on you. So it's not safe to just try to recall if she's attacking you. So I consider this a fallback point. And you get the chest too. Okay. I'm just going to drop off the side. Every once in a while I'm using the push to talk button to let Paddock know what I'm doing, because as I'm talking in the stream, he can't necessarily hear me. So. Right. This chamber here is where we're heading.
The bilious
Now, the nice thing
down
is that
this
Paddingno can probably...
ponderous bulk shifting
Hey.
in the caves
I'm
beyond.
going to try to work out a plan here. So here's a plan. Do you want to try to shoot most of the eggs? And let's try for the chest, and I will try to kite her away and get the aggro for her. And if you want to open the chest, then I'll grab the chest last. And we will run away, and if she's chasing us, we'll run up to where that chest was, up on the ledge where we had to go through the traps, because she can't run up there. So if we need to run, that's where we run to. How does that sound?
Okay.
There's 20 egg sacs in here.
The spider in this cave is huge and terrible, surrounded by gleaming egg sacs.
You can't kill her.
Whisper doom and her foot.
I'm doing damage to her, but if you see her life, she regenerates that so fast. Okay. I got the loot out of the chest. We just need to get the eggs now. Run away! Run away! Yeah. She has such a high regeneration that when you're anywhere near level, you can't kill her. And she has a very high damage reduction for all sorts of things. Which is why I did that setup ahead of time of dealing with the traps. Because she will sometimes, not always, but sometimes chase you right down the hallway. Okay, let's just try to finish out here. I don't think she's chasing. Or if she is, she's a little ways behind us. And we made it out.
The hobgoblins here do not seem hostile. In fact, their chief beckons you closer.
No, overall, it's good experience. If you're doing the quests at level, and that the base experience adds up to over 10,000 on normal for all the quests. That's before any bonuses. So there's quite a bit to be had for all the quests. You know, considering they're just level 3s and 4s. I mean, it's not like the pit, but I mean, some of these quests were just go in and kill 20 guys.
You have found the mouth of
Pretty
Splinter
simplistic.
Skull. The shouts of hobgoblins echo from within.
Alright. This time we're looking for the stronghold key. There was that one barred door that I pointed out before that we couldn't get through. And now we're going to go through it. We're looking to get into a new area. So far we've just been dealing with stuff we've already dealt with.
Almost invisible is a message. Seek the spider caves. A massive, well-armed hobgoblin. One of Yakuti's hand-picked avengers with a sight and snarls with rage.
Pardon me. Tried to cover that up, but I also try not to drink carbonated beverage just before I go on a stream. Oh, I forgot. We were supposed to recall and sell. I'll try to remember for after this quest. I won't go after the chest this time, because I know that he's low on space. I'm going to pick up these, though. But these red named, or orange named, I guess. And if you're doing them on hard or elite, have the chance of being champions, dropping chests if they're champions. So. Now you'll notice an arrow drawn in the chest or in the dust, telling us to go down here.
Yarkich's Avengers lies dead.
So you follow the DM's instructions. Where to go to get the key.
You found it.
So it's just a key in that chest.
Inner stronghold.
Now what's important with this stage that we're at here with Splinter Skull is the quest that we're in now. If we were to finish out of them once we complete them, instead of going into the next quest, in order to get the next quest, we would have to repeat this quest.
The door remains locked, but the bars have been
because the way that it's set up is, in order to do the next quest, you have to pass through this door. It's the only way to get into it, which means you have to do the quest we were just in. So if I was to finish out right now, I would have to repeat the quest in order to get to this quest. So it's very important that you don't hit finish, but rather you approach that door and enter this quest in order to progress the story arc. That's something sometimes people miss and make a mistake on. So that's very important. Yes, it is. Shadox. Yeah, it's good for farming XP. That's all you're trying to do is just farm a little bit XP, finish out and repeat it. This chest, if you don't have a way of shooting across, because you need to get across that bridge, you got to shoot that lever. It drops the bridge. If you have a really good jump, I believe you can go for a little bit of a swim and get up in a particular spot just the other side of that. I want to call it a pillar, but kind of about here in this area. You can kind of jump up in this area if you've got a good jump. This character does not, which I think I talked about a lot last week. Which is why I didn't play this character last week. I used a rogue because there's no way this character could have run the pit and been the character to show it. Because I would have been sitting at the bottom going, yeah, he's up there doing everything that needs to be done. Which is, you know, a waste. So just talking to this guy here finishes this particular quest. It's not a lot of experience. Could you show this hidden door, please? My search sucks. We're going to release the flesh render. There's not a lot of places you can go in this quest. This needed to go in this area, in this little quest. Because we're done already, just talking to that guy, it was all that was needed. There's a fire trap here. Yeah. It sounded like I repeated myself. I did, because I had to use the push to talk to. Although I'm pretty sure Patty knew that. Oh, Shadox, I am running a paladin. And I have not put any points into jump, but I'm using a tower shield and heavy armor. So, there's no way. Now, in here, there is a flesh render in the force fields. You pull the lever.
Sizzle of a spell
Again, I'm
from
over level, so I'm
below.
not getting much
In a
experience for
freak
that.
of Fury, the
Um,
flesh render is freed.
But he'll... You can watch the show from up here, or you can backtrack and go down, but you see all the way across the room, there's a chest there. Let's go get that chest, and then finish out. Things get a little bit more interesting when we come back. There's 2 more runs, and then we completed the story arc. So pull the lever. Once the flesh render kills everything, he vanishes. So you don't have to fight him, which is nice. So they can be a pain. So we'll finish out, pick up the next quest, and then recall, and then repair.
Okay.
So you're running a low-level Blade Forge. Cool.
The hobgoblins here do not seem hostile. In fact,
That's the
their chief
iconic
beckons
paladin.
closer.
So just recalling so I can sell stuff. Probably need some repairs too. Just takes us to the One-Eared Bugbear Tavern. Barkeep's good enough for this. It's funny that they can repair things, but it's also very handy. Oh, just the sword needed the repairs, but I don't think there's anything here that I want to save, because it's much lower than my current character level. It's like, what was that ring? Gracious. Oh, no. Sell that. I don't want any scrolls. Alright. And the gems. Lots of freed up. I'll lock that down. Lots of freed up backpack space now. And that stuff I'll move to my last page, because normally that's my last page, but at the start of the stream I showed you how I got that extra page in my backpack, which is very handy when you're doing something like we're doing now, where you're just staying in a story arc and doing quest after quest. As you can see, I'm also really close to being able to level up. These next 2 quests will get me there, I'm pretty sure. Get me to level 8. Had I been running last week with this character, I certainly would have been able to level up, but I ran a different character. Right. So back in we go. The last 2.
Hobgoblins here do not seem hostile. In fact, their chief beckons you closer.
There's Patty, no.
You have found the mouth of Splinter Skull. The shouts of hobgoblins echo from within.
So now this outer area is kind of just a place to run through as quick as you can. There's not much that you need to do in here. Again, if you're farming for collectibles, feel free to, I mean, that's entirely up to you. If you want to go around to all the extra places, pick up those extra chests that may be there in some of those spots, and get the collectibles. But we don't need to do that. I'm just gonna get into the inner fortress. What are we looking at? Yep. So it's level 6, so it's one level below me. 2 levels below Padigno. It'll be a bit different on the once we're to the inner side. Trying to show you new stuff, so.
Not all of Whisperdoom's offspring are destroyed after all.
Slight variances that,
Breeding these
and
freaks
but this is
with
just
magic.
optional. There's going to be these
Destroy
glass spiders, which don't shatter even though they're made of glass. I think if you hit them hard, they shatter, but they don't. Really durable glass.
The lock on the door. Your party has reached the inner stronghold.
See? That's a
Here's the
quick
entrance
2000
ahead.
experience.
Continue deep. You hear hobgoblin voices beyond the stronghold door. Guards
And really, this
keep
quest was
watch.
just a quest to get to the next quest. And if you want to do the optional, you have to go hunting for those other spiders. And like I said before, to get to this quest, you've got to go through that first one that I just did. So if you finished out, then you'd have to repeat it. And there's not much to that other one, so kind of a waste of time. So as you see, the drawbridge is still down after we haven't dropped it from before. And the chest is open. And I'm going to show you something that I skipped in the last one in this quest. Because I didn't jump in the water and go swimming last time, but I think I will this time. Because it's actually going to tell us that we can. I'm not sure if he's getting all the breakables. Again, because it's such a large area, it's hard to get the breakables reward without purposely going and hunting down everything and doing parts of the quest that you don't need to. So, while that spot hidden is there, like that hidden door is there, going through it is meaningless. Now, we could go both directions, but there's areas we can't get through this direction. In the next quest, that's the direction we'll be going. So this is the direction for this particular quest. To save time, we'll go the direction we're supposed to go.
Is no more. The flesh render that
Because
was
the next
found
quest, you'll get to
before
see the
is
other
gone.
direction. Somewhere sitting around, I have the solution to all the puzzles. There's some puzzle wheels to turn. And I don't have them just sitting out in front of me. So we're going to have to do it the whole old-fashioned way. And go and look at the solution. This loops around. But so far, the quest hasn't revealed what the puzzle wheels are for. As you go around. And then you see this. And that's where we need to go. But it tells you the solutions of the different puzzles. So the red gun, the purple PE, I think is the way I look at that. I'm just going to backtrack and get the red and purple puzzle wheels. Red gun, purple PE. That's the way I think of them anyways. Should have planned ahead. Save a little bit of running around. And one turn. Okay. That's something some people do too, is they just write down, oh, it's 1 turn, 2 turns. But if you mess up the number of turns, then you don't know where the default position is. So I like to know what the actual symbols are. Because the wheel gets bumped too many times or whatever. Okay, so blue temple and green squiggle. Because they don't have official names. Anyways, set this now. Okay. Green squiggle. Oops. That should do it, although it doesn't tell us it's done. And there's a couple alcoves like this. I think one of them has a collectible in it, like a bookshelf. And there is a rest shrine here if you need it. So this will be the end of this quest.
Voice echoes deep
Is in
within
this area,
chamber.
so this is the final fight.
Atop the dais stands the Splinter Skull token, shining
But
like
there is
fire
one more
that
optional. Completing
must
this
be destroyed.
quest, killing the dude, he drops some stuff. And the stuff tells you about the optional. So we don't have the optional yet. It's picking up...
Zulkash's notes speak of his attempts to control an elemental trapped in a water-filled cavern.
Do you need the potion of water breathing? Because I'd like to do the optional.
I do not. I do have a water breathing device.
Okay, I'll take it then. Just in case I need it. So killing the boss and then breaking the totem. And the quest.
The skull totem collapses into rubble. You feel the fame's aura of evil dwindle away.
Ooh, an impressive trophy. Awesome. Okay. Let's go for a swim. Show the people at home the optional. So, this grimoire, Zulkash's grimoire. Now, it's possible when you leave the quest, it's supposed to drop, but sometimes it doesn't, and so it may still be in your inventory when you leave. Feel free to just destroy it, throw it away. Sometimes it stays in your inventory. It doesn't need to. Oh, there's that bookcase I was telling you about. There. It's a collectible. So there's a little bit of backtrack, but there's at least one chest there, but I wanted to show where it is. It's nice that it drops, along with the grimoire telling you about it. It does drop 2 potions of water breathing, so you can give that out to party members there, tradable. You can break the stack of 2 into individual ones. I also have the ring of water breathing. How long does this last? 1.5 minutes, so it's the same as my ring, which I will need. Because at the end here, as you can see, there's an opening. So I'm going to do this right now. Hopefully, I can get through.
From beyond the gate, you hear grinding stones and a shouting, furious voice.
Well, it shouldn't take a minute and a half to get through there. It is a bit of a swim. I'm sure I'd swim faster if I took off my tower shield.
I've never done this before.
Oh, so this is new to you too. Okay.
The sounds echo in this cave like an enraged landslide.
There's 3 elementals to slay.
The elemental's death shout shakes the stone beneath, but it also holds a note of relief. The monster is free from Zulkash's prison.
That's all that's in here. I think that there's collectibles around the edge if you're interested in that, but you have to go hunting for them. Otherwise, I'm just going to finish. But that's all there is for here for that optional. think there's, like I said, there's one collectible around the outside of the edge of the room. But if you're into the collectibles and doing the crafting,
seem hostile. In fact, their chief
certainly worth it. So the next one is the last one in the story arc. What are we at here time-wise? A little over an hour. So yeah, it's not too bad. When you know where you're going, you know what you're doing, and you're well over level for the early ones, like I said I was, or we are, it can go by pretty quick, but when you're doing them at level, you're coming in, you're doing 2 of the quests or 1 of the quests, then you're leaving, and you come back when you're higher level. So you don't normally do them in a long string like I'm doing them right now, because you have those penalties to your experience that you're earning. So you wouldn't normally do it the way that I'm doing it right now. Unless you're specifically coming in here to farm it, which is something I've done at times because I'm trying to get one of the specific end rewards that I really like.
Hobgoblins echo from within.
You like Seeking Force crit on your weapon? Yeah, that's a good one too. So I need to learn to look over to the other monitor to pay more attention to the chat. My apologies. I seem to apologize for that every week. It's not in my line of sight. So this quest should be at level. Yes, it is. So there's no penalties. And first time difficulty bonus, so there's a little bit of a bonus. But we're just going through here. Did I put the wrong one on him? Yeah, this first getting to the inner stronghold quest this time is not a lot of experience points. This time.
Through the smoky haze, you glimpse the ogre Moord, one of the officers. Warmaster Moord collapses in a bloody heap.
I do like that I have Rogue with me for this last one, though, because there's going to be some nasty traps getting into the final area. If I was farming for the collectibles, I'd be going through a lot more of the stuff looking around. But earlier on, I showed you everywhere through. I don't think there's any spot that I didn't show
The lock on the
so
door
far,
is broken. Your
except
arms
for
reach the
where
other
we
side.
have to go for the
Hear
next quest.
hobgoblin voices beyond the stronghold door. The
It's the
guards
only
must be
new
ready
thing
for you.
to be shown. So that's what we're exploring in this next one. And again, like I said before, if you finished out once it said finish, or you were done in the last one, then you don't get to enter this quest. The only way to go into this quest is the quest we just did. You have to do them in order. I've never tried it, but I don't think the way to where those elementals were is open anymore, so I don't think you can actually make that swim now. And in the last quest where you had all the puzzle wheels and you had to go in and destroy the totem, that's now an optional, so you can go and repeat that, because they're trying to redo the totem, reset it. now that it's been destroyed. So we could go that way as an optional and try to do all that stuff again. I'm not going to worry about it. I've shown that to you today. So we're going to go where I have not shown you. You know, instead of calling this Shikaijo Explores DDO, I should be calling it Shikaijo does spoilers for DDO, because I'm showing you everything. But isn't that what Twitch is, kind of? You know, you get to see all the stuff.
This door is locked but unbarred. With the right key, it should open.
Now, there's a lever here that just opens this. That's all that does. There's not even a collectible in there. It's just boxes. Just click right on this door.
Another one? Really?
Thunderous howl splits the air. You have found War Master Krug.
So
He is no hobgoblin.
I think we just picked up a new follower for the stream. Just hold for a sec, please. There's a bit of a lag, but I got the sound in my ears. Xavier28, thank you for following DDO stream. I appreciate the follow. So, we need the 2 keys, as it mentions in the objectives. Each room, there's 2 of them, just like this one, can be nasty if you don't have someone with really good range skills like him. Because there are spellcasters up here. They're dead now, thanks to Patty No. Especially when you're in on hard and elite. They can spam the spells out pretty hard. I'm just going to get the collectible. It's up here. But make sure you pick up the key that the Krug drops, because you need those. Hi, Xavier. 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 Welcome to the stream.
Ogre glowers at you, nostrils flared with rage.
So we need the other
You
key
have found knowledge of War Masters with
for a door I didn't point out yet, but
knowledge to the floor.
we'll see it soon. Might as well drink that. I don't think there's a collectible up here. But you can see another dead spellcaster, and there's a few laying around. They are self-cleaning, so you know eventually they disappear. As opposed to having a dungeon littered with bodies, they do clean themselves up. It's quite nice. Saves on dungeon cleaning costs. So the keys that we got are for these doors. They cannot be picked. But there's nasty traps through them. So, Trapper, your turn. The first one's rather nasty because it's moving, as you can see, moving, rotating blades. You don't want to get hit by those. And blades that come out of the wall, too. Yeah. That is a horrible, nasty trap. Second trap, please. This one's a little easier to deal with. This one you kind of bob and weave through. It's not as bad. But that first one is nasty. There's at least this. If you're hurting, you can use that. And the second key is for this door here. We'll get the treasure first and then kill the bad guy. That's normally the way I do it.
From braziers in this grand chamber.
I like to steal from him first and let him know while he's alive that, we stole your treasure. It allows us to get the traps too before finishing. So hopefully we get the tamper, well, ingenious debilitation bonus. Hopefully we get that.
You have found one of Yarkish's hidden treasuries.
This trap does not go off, and you can't even see the control box. You ready? Because I'm about to set it off. You can't find the control box for this until the trap is set, and it's midway down the hall. Well, there's one there, but I think there's another one midway down the hall, isn't there? Like right here? Next to this torch? That first one's new to me. I didn't even know this one was here. I learned something new today. Cool. So the boss fellow's way over there. I shouldn't say way over, he's just over there. But usually if you hug the wall,
The secret door rumbles open,
he doesn't see
revealing
you.
a room behind it.
Last
This
trap.
must be one of Yarkich's hidden treasuries.
Thank you, that gave us our 30% bonus. And we robbed him before we killed him. Oh, there's a certain level of satisfaction to that. We're here to kill you, but we're going to rob you first. Oh, I'm a rogue at heart. I may be playing a paladin, but I'm a rogue at heart. There we go.
He sags to the ground.
And you need this key
Chieftain of
just for this
Splinter
chest.
Skull is slain.
So. Finishing. Now comes the luck of the draw. Do I get the item that I'm looking for? And the end reward for the story arc. Because that is the end of the Splinter
The
Skull
hobgoblins here
story
do not
arc.
seem hostile. In fact, their chief beckons you closer.
There's several things in here. All the things that with the blue border are unique items. And these particular ones, you can only get them here. Although I shouldn't say that because I believe the black wolfskin cloak. So this is the belt, but the cloak version, if you make a level 7 veteran character, I believe, you can get it. You get it as a starter item there, but it's bound to account then. But nope, it's not here. The thing that I wanted was not here. But there's still lots of good things here. Again, Kyber's Fury. Rune arms are difficult to get because it's only certain places you can get them for artificers. But because what I was hoping to get was not here, I don't know what to take. Shadow armor. No, I have a rogue. Could potentially use that. So I'm going to recall. Now I'm able to take level 8, but I'm not going to take it yet. I mean, I'll do it between now and next week, but I'm just not going to take it right now. Because I don't know what I'm doing. And that is all of Splinter Skull. My question is... I think that's probably going to be it, because let's see the time here. Yeah, it's been an hour and 20 minutes. So I want to say thank you to all those that came out, and to Xavier who gave us a fresh follow today, and to thank you to Patigno for joining us today and helping us out in the quest and disabling all those traps and picking the locks and finding the secret doors. I really appreciate that. Feel free to join us again next week. Us being DDO stream as a whole. It is a community. There are several of us who are guest streamers here to help out. Yeah, I always try to stream here on Wayfinder, unless I absolutely need to use a rogue for some reason, like I did last week in the pit. I will try to be playing this paladin. And next week I will be level 8, running quests in that level range. So probably there's a couple level 7 quests that still need to be done, and then I'll be starting into level 8 quests. There's several level 8s that need to be done too, so I might do Taming the Flames or the Grave Robber, which are some level 7s, and then head into some level 8 quests. Otherwise, thank you all for coming out and checking us out. I appreciate it. I'll be putting the stream up on YouTube shortly for those who missed the early part and want to check it out. It'll be there soon. Thank you very much. Take care. Happy hunting.